Oh, do we have a video for you, ladies and gentlemen? We have a very good video request, and this is going to help a lot of young men out there, because this can help you make a huge mistake. And I've seen it. This has happened. I've seen it at my age now, so I could testify. It even happened before my age. I mean, this has been happening. You know, I'm 40, so I've seen this happen as early as 25, and it continues on, and it has an effect on you for the rest of your life. So this is a very important lesson for all young men. And the requester was kind enough. We kind of came to an agreement. I kind of undercharged for video or email. He says, let's do video because it is that important to other people. So thank him for paying. Like, I know I lowered it, but he still paid. He was going to do email because we want to keep it private. But now we're going to do video for the benefit of all the young men out there. So it will be edited, and we're not going to have any names or anything like that. Hey, asshole, my friend and I are currently going to college as pre-med majors. This is our freshman year. He has a girlfriend that's currently a senior in high school. She's a very bright girl. She has a 4.0 GPA and is excellent at math. However, he is starting to get concerned. She wants to go to college as a fashion major. My friend and I both realize that this is a bullshit degree equivalent to a sports management degree for men. Oh, you know how happy I am to see you kids learning it, like figuring it. Like, we didn't figure that. We just thought, any degree is a good degree. Ah, the 90s. It is completely worthless. She's doing one smart thing, though. She will be living with roommates to save rent money. The only problem is that the girls she is rooming with are losers. They are also fashion majors, and they are already partying 4 to 5 times a week. They're seniors in high school, and how do you party? Well, I guess you can. Okay, never mind. I take the question back. They're already partying 4 to 5 times a week. There's no way she can live with these girls and not have them rub off on her at all. Of course not. Of course not. It also does not help that she will not be attending the same university as her boyfriend next year. He has been dating her for a while, and this has become a serious relationship. I do not imagine that he wants to break up with her, but I also know he does not want to end up moving in with or even marrying a girl with student loan debt that he will have to pay off, which he absolutely will. And he won't be able to pay it off. Not until he's 30 and finally becomes a doctor, and he's got his own debts to worry about. This girl gets out with her young, dumb, full of calm bachelors of arts and fashion at, fuck you, and she's going to be 22 with that and expecting him to pay it off. She's going to have to support him. So right there's a huge financial crush from the age of 22, 23 for your boyfriend or your friend up until like the next 7 years. So that's going to suck. How should he go about this situation? Is there anything that he can do at this point to stop this train wreck from happening? I would prefer to keep this private. Okay, there's 2 possible scenarios. One is 99.9% the likely scenario, and the other is the 0.1% scenario. We're going to go over both, but I'm going to explain the 99.9% of the scenario. Your friend has no option whatsoever, but to go there and tell her, I will break up with you if you major in fashion. And it's like, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm not going to be in a committed relationship with somebody that is not this professional. I have, if it's going to work long term, blah, 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 it's going to be a very mature adult conversation. And he may sound like an asshole, and she'll go, already she's got the leftist indoctrination. Don't you dare tell me what to do. I'm a woman, I can fight, da-da-da-da-da-da. Does not matter. This is his future life, which his theoretical future wife might be. And you cannot have someone who, she may be a wonderful girl. She is smart. She could be this most wonderful girl. It doesn't change the fact that she will be a parasite. Very nice parasite, very kind, maybe loving parasite, but a parasite. She will not be carrying her weight. So somebody must have gotten to her before to convince her to go into fashion. So he's got to have this conversation. This is a come to Jesus meeting, and he's got to hold the line. He's got to say, I will not bail you out of your student loan. You could go major in fashion, but I'm not paying 1 red cent bailing you out of that major. And you will have, there's no me subsidizing your hobby. Because what really she is asking, if you project this down the road to the point that these kids might get married, what she is really asking him to do is to be her slave. I want to have fun and do something easy in fashion. Yeah. And you go work hard, you go to med school, you take all your trials, you do your internship, you go lack of sleep, but that fashion, yay! And then you bail me out. That's slavery. So on one hand, on the face of it, the politically correct observation would be, you don't dare tell a woman what to do. I'm following my dreams. Whoa, what's happening in the real world of economics is she's expecting to bail out. And I've seen this a million times before, where it's the guy typically busts his ass off getting his degree in chemical engineering or mechanical engineering or actuarial science, and Titty Magoo over there, tee, I like children. And then she majors in child psychology or sociology or special ed, works her shitty-ass, lame-ass part-time job at the school where she makes, what, 22, 23 grand, which is way more than what they're worth. And, you know, then they get their summers off. And then the guy slaves away working a real job with math and calculus and all that other stuff. And then he brings in 80 grand. And then even though she makes 20 grand and he makes 80, she spends 70. It happens all the time. So don't let it happen to him, because that's slavery. And it would be one thing if the women I've seen in my life that were grateful for it, like, wow, you know, I really appreciate it, let me cover it. They still think that they're equals. They still think like they're independent, while they are completely subsidized, not only with the fake bullshit make-work government nonprofit job, but by the husbands that do all the real work and make all the real money. Okay, so that is what's economically reality happening there. Your friend, and she'll say, hey, you can tell me what, no. This is an issue of slavery. I'm not going to be your slave. So that's the conversation she has to have. Now, the problem is that she'll, and this is where 99.9% of the cases come in. This was never going to happen, and this was doomed to fail from the beginning. They're young, they're stupid, they're not going to fall in love, this probably wasn't going to be it, and what's very, very likely to happen, she's going to go to fashion school, she's already partying it up with her girlfriends, these girls are obviously having an effect on her, women are programmed to be conformists and do what other women tell them to do, they're going to tell her that this guy, yo, college is for partying and having, exploring and discovering yourself and finding yourself, and how dare he tell you that you should, what an asshole, what a controller, what a misogynist. I mean, it's so predictable what's going to happen that they're going to break up, and that's that, and that's the way it goes. Okay, so yeah, and continuing on the 99.9%, if they're going to separate schools, she's a fashion major, she's already hanging out with future harlots of America. Oh yeah, she's going to find some other guy. Totally, absolutely. Is this a good-looking girl? Is it a good-looking girl? Because if it's a good-looking girl, she's going to nail some other guy. It's just doesn't even have to be that good look. Just has to be, you know, girl party, yay, my goodness, penis. Ah. So that's 99.9% what's going to happen. This guy, I would basically tell him to break up with her. I would not even bother saying, hey, I'm not going to date you anymore if you're going to do this. And say, no, the polite way, say, you know what, we're really on different tracks here. You're going to go major in fashion, and I'm going to major and become a doctor, and you just seem more concerned about partying and not making serious, you know, financial lifetime decisions, and I'm a little bit more so. Maybe when I'm out of doctor school, medical school, we can revisit. But my right now, as it is, I think you need to and then that's fine, and that'll probably be the least painful way. Now, the 0.1%. Which is incredibly doubtful, but we do have to at least, I would feel bad if I didn't provide a caveat for this, is these two kids could truly, genuinely be in love. They could be soulmates. They could be whatever. And if this was the case, she would understand and say, oh God, really? I never thought about that. Fashion, well, but dear, I'm terribly sorry, and that will come up in that conversation. But if they're truly in love and this is the one and all that other crap, then he's got to go and still have the talk and say, look, dear, what is this? The response where you'll be able to tell whether it's going to be 99.9% of the typical things or that rare 0.1% is the reaction from the girl. The girl will say, oh my God, I never thought about that. And you know what? I totally want you to be happy, and I did not really think, and I'm sorry. I will support myself if I'm a fashion major. Or, you're right, that is totally not fair to me. I should go into something more serious like accounting, because I don't want to think that I want you to think I'm parasiting off you, blah, blah, blah. But regardless, whether it's 99.9% of the situation or that rare 0.1%, the same conversation has to be had. And that is something that I can't make that decision for the guy. I can't do that for him. But yeah, I mean, as a general rule of thumb, I'm going to go with the statistics and common sense and wisdom. He's 19, she's 18, or he's 18, she's 17. Now is not the time. Traditional wisdom would say now is not the time to be thinking of marriage and all that other crap. And basically she looks like a party girl. And I think she's also being corrupted by her female friends and probably by school teachers and media and all that. And then when she goes to fashion school, and it's not the same school, if it was the same, she's going to nail some other guy. And then they'll break up his sophomore, her freshman, and it's just more crap he's got to deal with. And then... But the worst thing, the absolute worst thing that would happen is you never have the conversation. She nails a bunch of other guys, strings you along, kind of is there for the next decade. You finally get out of medical school and you bail this girl out, and no. Then she's like, I'm independent. And she's nagging you, and it's like, bitch, who fucking paid for the goddamn house? Who paid for all this crap? Who gives you an allowance? No, your little nanny job doesn't count. You know, that's what you want to avoid. So he's gonna have to have the conversation. He's gonna have to have a spine. He's gonna have to say, and then if she seems waffly, even slight, well, or gets in the, you don't tell me what to. That right there, that's the. If she says you don't tell me what to do, and there's nothing wrong, and how dare, that's it. Fine, you go do it. I'm not a slave. So, but yeah, that's a tough one. Regardless, the larger lesson for all you boys out there. And I know there's 5 times as many IT guys as there are IT girls. You're not going to find all these IT girls, but look for the accountants, look for the nurses, look for other IT people, doctors, engineers, programmers, stuff like that. But boys, you do not subsidize these liberal art majoring, basically economic parasites. You just bail them out. You're just taking over from Daddy and the government. Daddy raises them K through 12. The government raises them 12 through getting their bachelor's or their master's, and then probably gives them some fake bullshit, charity job that was never called for in the first place. And then you come in, Captain Save-A-Ho, with your decent money that you slaved and toiled away over at, I don't know, MIT or whatever, and you bail them out. But the entire time they think they're independent when they haven't supported themselves one damn lick. So avoid that, guys. Find a nice, humble gal who's like, yeah, the accountant or other engineer, or here's a crazy idea, a gal that just doesn't mind being a stay-at-home wife. Maybe does something, whatever. But no, I'll take care of the house, and I'll support you and everything. No, we don't have to take care of the kids. I don't know. Being a mom, being a wife, I don't know, crazy idea. So, but yeah, look out for that. That's the biggest thing. It's just the attitude that gets me. It's the attitude like, I'm just an independent. Shut the fuck up and get out of here and go try to do some math. Here's a budget. You see the money? See the pie chart? Here, let me draw a pie chart. Here's the pie chart of what happens. Okay, this is how the relationships work, okay? See, this is the man's money. And that little sliver is the female money. See?
She nannied the other. I nanny for this rich couple. I put my master's in child psychological studies to work.
And then you make all, but then you reverse it. This is the woman spending. This is man spending. Is that like mansplaining? See? So you get to spend that much, that little amount right there. And then she spends all this.
Shoes and bags and
trips. She'll have trips with her 5 other girlfriends from fashion. Have to go to a fashion show. My goodness. Anyway. Be careful of that landmine there, minefield. You want to get out of that one. And best of luck to all of you hardworking IT STEM majors. You look out for those liberal art majoring whores coming after you. Toodles.